What's going on, everybody? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today's Sunday. Happy Sunday, April 13th. Hope you're having a great weekend. And welcome to the first ever rapid fire news update. This is going to be crypto edition, and it's going to be for the period April 5th to the 11th. I've been doing these for the MJ industry for the longest time now. I think it's well over a year. And essentially, we go over all of the pertinent information that happened in the last week. And I'll do these each week. I'm going to strive to do them each Sunday. I do the MJ ones on Saturday, and I try to keep them somewhere around 10 to 15 minutes in length. And again, it's not a deep dive detail. It's just a high level overview in case you missed it. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, take the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future crypto weekly updates or when I post new content or go live. And as always, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Getting a ton of followers over there lately, so really do appreciate all of the support. And like I said, I'm going to be using that and YouTube is my two primary platforms. So some exciting news. PayPal adds Solana and Chainlink to broaden crypto access for US users. So we continue to see this rollout. We're going to see more and more crypto added. I think, we're going to see a huge explosion in institutional, and then it's going to trickle down to retail. A lot of people think that retail is basically making up the entire crypto industry at the moment. I don't think so, right? We're only, if you look at the growth of crypto right now, it's comparable to the internet in the 90s. Like it's barely even scratching the surface at this point. So there's so much growth ahead, and eventually everything's going to be interoperable. And there's some more news coming with regards to Chainlink as well, and interoperability in just a moment. Also, Meta lawman James Murphy, the great mystery of the 21st century. This is his post on X. Who is Bitcoin and the creator, Satoshi Nakamoto? The United States government claims to know the answer, but isn't talking. So today, I sued the US government to find out exactly what the government knows. Homeland Security said they met with the four Satoshis, and ever since then they went completely dark. Whoops, clicked something I don't know what I clicked. But yeah, they went absolutely dark, and it's just such a strange scenario where people are putting their hard-earned money. And I bought Bitcoin, I get it, but I sold it. Whenever I full disclosure, I don't own any Bitcoin anymore. I sold it in 2021. When it was at around 50,000. It got up to a little north of 100,000, but that's only 100% gain from where I sold it. Right? I bought XRP. My average is around 40 cents, and it's at $2 and some. So way more than 100%. Right? And in my opinion, it's just not worth the risk. Like, imagine buying a stock or a company and not knowing who created it. It's just the weirdest scenario. And speaking of Satoshi Nakamoto, Charles Hoskinson confirms that he's not Satoshi once again. So it's just a strange. You're getting all the Bitcoin maximalists who are saying, stop looking into it, give him his privacy. Satoshi doesn't want to be revealed. It's like, well, what if it's North Korea? What if it's some terrorist group? We don't know, right? Like it could be very, very bad. Personally, I think it's the U.S. like some form of U.S. government and maybe the UK government in coerce. But yeah, I don't know. It's the strangest thing I've ever come across, and no one wants to talk about it. And then you have Senator Lummis saying buying 1 million Bitcoin and holding it for 20 years will have the U.S. government debt. Well, just buying something in hopes of it going up, I mean, okay, but what about the utility? It doesn't do anything. You're just going to buy it and hold it and hope that speculators drive the price up. But what about utility? What if it's actually doing something, right? Like tokenization, or it's just, it doesn't do anything. And then Wall Street Bets had a great take on it. What if Satoshi Nakamoto is playing the long con, waiting for Bitcoin to fully infiltrate the global financial system and governments alike? Then he rugs it, brings it down, the whole house of cards, drops the mic and says, mission accomplished. That is a very possible scenario. And I commented, better buy XRP, because we know who created XRP. It was created in the US. Ripple is the company that was gifted XRP. Ripple is a company. XRP is a digital asset. XRP was created before Ripple. It was created before Ethereum. Actually, Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, got the idea of smart contracts from Ripple. So in my opinion, and not to mention, Bitcoin developers made XRP, right? They saw the flaws, they saw the issues with the scalability and the congestion and the cost of transactions that wasn't a solution for the future, and they built XRP, right? A better version of Bitcoin. It's essentially the high-speed internet to crypto versus the dial-up of crypto, right? And dinosaur tech. So yeah, the whole it's a scam. It's such a scam. It's not even funny. I think it's a government psyop for sure, and also to try to get people away from buying physical gold. But we'll be able to tokenize gold. We'll be able to tokenize Bitcoin, and a lot of the issues that we have will be solved with chains like XRP, where they have a decentralized exchange, the first native DEX, where you can tokenize anything. And we have some more information coming with regards to tokenization a little bit later on the video in the as well. Binance co-founder CZ to advise Pakistan on crypto strategy. I didn't see this one coming, and there was also some news that he, as part of his plea deal, he gave the U.S. some information with regards to Justin Sun on Tron. So we'll see what happens with that. But I can't see him being very liked at the moment. Also, last week on Monday, Teucrium, I think is how you pronounce it. They launched ETFs, and it was a 2x long daily XRP ETF. It's not a spot ETF, which means that you have to own the underlying asset. It's just a futures-based ETF. So essentially, you're just betting on the price of an asset in the future. That's all it is. They don't actually hold the asset in reserves like the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs, but eventually we'll get there. We just have to be patient, and I think it could come at some point in the next quarter or two, but I think for sure we'll get the announcement in 2025. Also, Ripple posted today, Ripple announced it is acquiring Hidden Road for $1.25 billion. While most of the economy in the sector has been struggling, Ripple's out here doing power moves. I mean, you have to just think they just fought the SEC and spent like $150 to $200 million. And there's some news coming with regards to that in just a second, so I won't dwell on it here. But that is no small chunk of change. And they're out here buying that. They bought Medico as well. So they're literally the Amazon of crypto, right? A one-stop shop for everything crypto. And 1.25 billion, and they have like 3 trillion worth of flows. This is going to be huge, absolutely huge for the company in the space. And that's becoming the first crypto company to own and operate a global multi-asset prime broker. Together, Ripple and Hidden Road are bringing the promise of digital assets to institutional customers at scale, bridging traditional finance, TradFi, and decentralized finance, DeFi, in ways never seen before. This is so exciting. Things are getting super exciting, and they're heating up in a big way. So I'm excited for the rest of 2025. We should see every bank in Japan be utilizing XRP as well. Standard Chartered sees XRP jumping over 500% to $12.50. I agree, but 2028, it could happen this year, bro. Like, well, I don't know what they're talking about here. I guess it's just the ultra conservative time frame, right? They don't want to get it wrong. But yeah, definitely by 2028, I think we could hit somewhere around $30 to $40 by 2028, maybe even upwards of $100 given the right circumstance. Also, they expect an XRP ETF approval in Q3 2025. I think that makes a whole lot of sense. We have the SEC case drawing to a close here. And speaking of the SEC, Mark Ueda, acting chairman of the SEC, has officially launched a full internal review targeting past staff statements, starting with Bill Himmon's 2018 Ether speech. We all know he had 15 million reasons to give the speech. He had a vested interest in the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and it's just it smelled funny right from the jump. And obviously, he was doing this to pump his bags, and he got paid, like I said, $15 million in doing so from that law firm. So it's just they don't even care anymore. Like, there's so much blatant obvious corruption out there, and they don't even care. They're not even hiding it anymore. But what's going to happen from this? I don't think a whole lot. I don't think the SEC is going to want to expose corruption and fraud and all this other stuff directly under their own roof, right? Personally, I think people should be going to jail. It's the only way they're going to learn. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen because the optics wouldn't be good, right? It would essentially just completely destroy the reputation of the SEC. So while I don't respect them, and people like Elon Musk have said that he doesn't respect the SEC, the Securities Enrichment Commission, I think is what he called it. So it's obviously a scam, and there is some good that comes out of it. It's like the DEA, right? A lot of people on the channel follow MJ, and that's basically what we cover mostly on this channel here. And we still need a drug enforcement agency. Like, we need to cut the stuff like MJ, stop wasting that money and focus on the hard drugs, right? Like the fentanyls of the world. And same thing with the SEC. Like we still need orderly markets. We still need oversight, right? Companies still need to be able to register their shares and list on the, with the SEC and list on these exchanges. They need some sort of governance and oversight so that these companies aren't creating fraud and manipulation and everything else under the sun. But yeah, it definitely needs to get in its own lane. And I think CFTC is way better to regulate this industry. Also, some exciting news: Chainlink's Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, CCIP, is now live on Hedera mainnet, so developers can leverage the Chainlink standard to build secure apps that transfer tokens, send messages, and trigger actions across 46 plus blockchains. Blockchains, further connecting the Hedera network and enhancing Hedera's DeFi and RWA ecosystem, so decentralized finance and real world asset ecosystem. Say that 5 times fast. Just in, Pro Crypto, Paul Atkins has been confirmed as the new SEC chair. So this is not taking anybody by surprise. We knew that he was already the chair at one point in the commission before. So it stand to reason that like there wouldn't be any issues or any kind of roadblocks. And that's exactly what we got. I do think that the crypto space is probably going to see another week or two worth of sideways action, maybe even another potential leg down. I don't think we're going to see any big boom over the next couple of weeks. We'll see. Trump did eliminate or exclude, I guess is a better word, tech from the Chinese tariffs. So smartphones and such computers, things like that, chips. So that was some good news that affected the market. We'll see how the stock market futures open here in just a few hours this evening. But I am expecting a bullish reaction to that. I think it's going to be another week or two before we kick into high gear here. And I think we're going to see a massive blow off top and final push higher in global markets as M2 money supply has also been exploding recently. And like I said, over the next couple of months, I think we're going to see absolute face melting price action to the upside and pretty much buy everything, right? A risk on in the entire industry. And they're talking about doing QE. They could potentially, money printer go burr, essentially print more money. And I think that's very, very possible. And with all the, tariffs and whatnot, inflation coming down, we might even see interest rates start to drop, and that's going to send the market flying, absolutely skyrocketing, right? So we'll keep an eye out on that. Just in, the U.S. SEC and Ripple have filed for a joint motion to pause their appeals in order to finalize their settlement terms. So this is great. Everybody was like, what? I thought it was over, right? But no, we haven't gotten the official vote yet from the SEC either. So essentially, Brad Garlinghouse was on Fox Business, the Claim and Countdown here, and he said that they were on the wrong side of the law. The SEC, Gensler's SEC, he said that they're going to walk that fine down from 125 million to about 50 million. They might even pay it in XRP. And this is huge news. And he said that he met with the staff, and the staff has essentially said that they agreed to the terms, and they just need to have a vote on it from the SEC. But again, I think they're just waiting for Paul Atkins to come in and take credit for that. But this was a great interview. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's an absolute banger and must see. Also, breaking: New York State has filed to accept crypto as a form of payment. So this is huge. We know that we got the highest gold standard for RLUSD, Ripple stablecoin as well, and that's regulated in the New York jurisdiction as well. So this is this writing is on the wall, folks. We're entering a time here where it's going to be an absolute paradigm shift, and things are heating up like you wouldn't believe. I think most people are gonna be. They're not going to be able to fathom. They're going to be so uncomfortable once they see, how raging bull this market is going to get, and this final blow off top in the sector. And I think altcoins are going to absolutely just steal the show. And I still think we could see 120, 140K on Bitcoin, maybe 170 on the high end. I don't subscribe to it going much further than that. Charles Hoskinson, and I think he said 250,000 is probably what it could reach by the end of 2025. In that video, Brad Garlinghouse also said it could reach somewhere around $200,000 by the end of 2025. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking a more conservative approach. I think 120 to 140 is the most likely scenario. But yeah, could it hit 200,000? Maybe. I would say I'd probably put it at a 10, 20% chance and an 80% chance around 100 and 120, 140. Also, Cardano's Charles Hoskinson reveals plans for an airdrop to 37 million users. And this was announced during the recent Paris Blockchain Week on April 9th. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson reveals plans for a significant airdrop associated with the Midnight Sidechain project. This initiative aims to reach approximately 37 million users across 8 prominent blockchains. They include Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. They've said Ripple, but they conflate the two all the time. Ripple's a company, you numbskulls, and XRP's the digital asset. So you can't airdrop to Ripple. It's a company. You can't even. It doesn't have a ledger, right? XRP ledger and XRP is what they meant to say, but they're complete low IQ individuals. Solana, Binance Smart Chain, and Avalanche and Polygon. So we should get more updates with regards to that airdrop. I'm getting a lot of questions of what that is. Essentially, it's just free coins, right? So if you hold a certain amount of coins on a participating exchange or wallet, you'll get X amount of tokens for the airdrop. So essentially, Flare Networks, they're doing airdrops each month. So I hold X amount of Flare on Uphold. It's a qualified exchange. So, and again, this isn't the exact math or anything like that, but let's just say you have like 10,000 Flare tokens. They airdrop you each month around 100 tokens, right? Like that's not the exact ratio or conversion, but just to give you an idea, right? And the reason why they do this is to slowly release the supply without affecting the market too much. And it helps, it's more fair, it's more orderly, it's periodically done and programmed so that it makes it fair, and the distribution. Some people, some projects just issue it all at the beginning, and some sell it to institutions and exchanges over time. So it's just a different way of doing it. But we'll see, like I said, more information coming with regards to that soon. Also, I remember this like it was yesterday. I said my light bulb moment: Ripple and XRP will be the most valuable company and digital asset on the earth. And notice I separated the two, and I said Ripple the company and XRP the digital asset. I do think that in terms of value, in terms of market cap, Ripple will be the most valuable company on the planet given enough time, maybe a decade or two. Same thing with XRP. It'll be the most valuable digital asset on the planet. And this was in 2018. Ever see $4 million move in just seconds? Watch the demo. Ripple donated $4 million and transferred it in less than a second. That's the power of Ripple, fast global settlement, rewriting the rules of finance. This is back in 2018 when Ashton Kutcher was on Ellen, and he donated $4 million. And he went to do it. And he's like, yeah, I've been following this company, Ripple, this technology company. They're really huge. And then he just went dark and stopped promoting it. But he went to send her the $4 million, and you have to just YouTube it. It'll come up. And he's like, you want to hit the button? She's like, oh yeah, I want to push it. I want to push it real good. Like I said, I remember that like it was yesterday in 2018. And from the second I watched that, I knew that Ripple and XRP were going to completely dominate the world. Also, breaking: Uphold surpasses Ripple. Uphold becomes the largest XRP holder and reveals over 2 billion XRP in balance, worth 3.7 billion. Wow, that's awesome though. So no one can ever say that Ripple holds the most XRP, because Ripple was gifted XRP from the founders. And they also don't even control barely any of the validators anymore on the network. So they don't have any real skin in the game with regards to that, or ability to, any kind of governing or any kind of control over the network, so to speak. Also, the SEC greenlights options trading on spot Ethereum ETFs, including ones from BlackRock, Bitwise, and Grayscale. Wrapping up here on SEC versus Ripple, expecting to see something happen on or before next Wednesday, April 16th, the due date for Ripple's appellate brief. Ripple cannot get an extension and either has to file 10% that would happen, or there will be a notice of settlement withdrawal. So again, back to the news earlier in this video, both parties looking to reach a settlement, and we're probably going to get a vote from the SEC commissioners, and it could happen next week. We get some news next week, so stay tuned. Also, Trump becomes the first president to sign crypto bill into law, ending the anti-DeFi IRS rule. The Biden-era rule would have obligated DeFi platforms to comply with tax reporting requirements designed for brokers. So this is huge. We're seeing a complete sea change from this new administration in this sector. And it was also announced that the Trump crypto firm, they have close to $1 billion worth of crypto. And that would be World Liberty Financial. So they've got tons of skin in the game. And yeah, launching their own meme coin, his own meme coin, right? Like that's just a big FU to the regulators, right? Who cares? I don't care what you think, right? If Trump can do it, why can't anybody else do it? And kind of silly that you're seeing, XRP and Ripple in a lawsuit. It's like, why are they even paying a fine? Some are speculating that, it's just Ripple saying, here's $50 million worth of XRP and be a good steward of it. Don't sell it as long as you don't sell it and dump it on the market and hurt the price, right? I don't think they'll care, but this also entices the government, right, to do something with it. And like they mentioned with Senator Lomas and Bitcoin, right? If they just hold it for 20 years, it might eradicate half of the debt. Well, what if it's XRP and not only are they betting on price appreciation and speculation, well, it also has utility, right? You can do cross-border payments. You can send it in less than 3 seconds, right? 2 to 3 seconds. Fraction of a penny worth of a fee. You can send millions of dollars for a fraction of a penny, right? You can send, and the more it gets bigger, the more it gets scalable. There's, smart contracts available. There's NFTs, right? Real world asset tokenization, right? Stocks and bonds will all be tokenized. Everything's going to be 24/7, 365, just like the crypto markets in the stock market, right? There's so much utility here. It's not even funny. And couple that with price appreciation, man, it's going to be an exciting time. A little bit longer in the video today. Again, it was the first video, so I expect going forward it'll be somewhere around that 15-minute sweet spot. Try to keep it around that length, give or take. But I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, you can see these videos each week here on POW Group. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe, tick the bell, and you'll be notified when I post new content. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let me know what you think of this news. We'll continue the conversation in the comments section below. And we'll see you on the next one.